All right, folks. This is another episode of What the Hell Did I Just Watch? And I'm going to give you a list of films here on both Tubi and another channel called Freebie. Now, it was formerly known as IMDb TV, and I believe it's owned by Amazon. Okay. For some reason, they changed the name from IMDb DB TV to Freebie TV. So we'll get to that very soon. But first, let's take a look at Tubi, what they've just added, a few things they've just added, and a few things I've just found. So here we go. We've got 2018's The Accident Man or Accident Man, which looks really funny. Saw the trailer, and it looks quite amusing. Let's see, a seasoned hitman whose calling card is making his murders look like suicides investigates his own colleagues when his ex girlfriend winds up dead. It's got a really great cast. You got Scott Adkins in there, Ashley Greene, Ray Park, Martin Ford, Ray Stevenson, who you may remember from The Punisher Warzone. I really loved that film. I guess it was kind of received with you know, kind of a mixed uh, thumbs up and thumbs down kind of thing by critics and viewers alike. But I thought that was a really great Punisher film, and Ray Stevenson was awesome. So this film looks really crazy and action packed, kind of, with some comedy elements, certainly crime thriller, as they say here, action crime thriller. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. So we are going to check that out. Let's go back here. Film from 1969 called The Mad Room. Now, I'd never heard of it. Okay. The Mad Room? I don't know. I do not know what this is. But here's the short description. 12 years after being placed in an asylum for butchering their parents, George and Mandy are suddenly released to their unprepared older sister. Starring Stella Stevens, Shelley Winters, Skip Ward, Carol Cole, Beverly Garland is in this, Michael Burns, Severin Darden. It looks very, very interesting. As I said, I have not seen this film. I know really nothing about it. I just saw it on Tubi. It's new on Tubi, and it looks very intriguing. So I'm absolutely going to check that out. Red Sonja, Queen of Plagues, 2016. This is an animated feature with Red Sonja. I have not seen it. It looks really damn cool. I'm always up for some Red Sonja action, and so I'm going to check that out. Here we go with one I've seen a few times. 1991's The Dark Backward. Now they label it as a comedy. It's a bit of a stretch. I mean, I would call it a very dark comedy. I mean, it's something else. You've just got to see it to believe it. Okay, it's just kind of dystopian. That's the opening. I'm just gonna pause that for a second. The Dark Backward. Okay. Garbage Man Marty tries his hand at stand up comedy and fails miserably until he adds the third arm to his act that mysteriously grew out of his back. Okay, this stars Judd Nelson, Bill Paxton, Wayne Newton, Lara Flynn Boyle, and James Caan. Now, what a combo! What a lineup! Directed by Adam Rifkin. To me, this is a near future dystopian film. I mean, it's pretty dark. It is. It obviously it is. It's funny, but as I said before, it is. They just label it comedy. That's not really quite true. It's I would call it a dark comedy, dystopian speculative fiction kind of film, but you got to see it. It is just Tremendous. Great film, 1991. Highly recommended. Wild Wild West, 1999. And okay, well, let's put it this way: this film is entertaining. This film is entertaining. That's what it is. Director Barry Sonnenfeld. Okay, and starring Will Smith, Kevin Kline, Selma Hayek, and Kenneth Branagh. So it's based upon the original TV series, The Wild Wild West, and as I say, I it's entertaining. I that's about as good as it gets from me. I sometimes find Will Smith really annoying, and they just give him the same kind of persona in his films, in many of his films, and I don't know. I just something turns me off about him. However, Selma Hayek is, of course, just hot as hell in this. It's 1999. Selma Hayek is just burning up the screen there. And Kenneth Branagh, as the kind of the lead bad guy, is very effective. Kevin Kline is also great. He's the Will Smith's sidekick, the master of disguise, as they say here. Let me just read it. Barry Sonnenfeld Feld, and Will Smith reteamed for this action adventure comedy set in a world of amazing gadgetry and nonstop special effects. Two sly government agents, one a charmer, that would be Will Smith, apparently, and the other a master of disguise, being, of course, Kevin Kline, are sent to stop an insanely brilliant scientist who plans to assassinate the President of the United States. That's it. And it's, of course, it's just got, you know, it's kind of nonstop action with some absolutely over the top special effects and so forth. And it's worth a watch. It's entertaining. That's all I'm going to say about it. Biohazard. Here we go. 1985. This is it's a low budget sci-fi thriller from my friend and yours, Fred Olin Ray, the great Fred Olin Ray, starring Aldo Ray. Okay, Angelique Pettyjohn. Fred Olin Ray is actually in this film too. Miriam Pressel and T.L. Linkford. Okay, so I had not seen it on Tubi before. I'm thinking they did just recently add it, and so I it's for Olin Ray films recommended. Okay, all right. So they also added 1995's The First Night, as you may recall. Together, here we. I'm just gonna read the thing here. The description. Together, Sean Connery, Richard Gere, Julia Ormond, and Jerry Zucker, the director of Ghost, bring you a new vision of King Arthur's Camelot, a vision of breathtaking battles, heart-pounding courage, and the undeniable love that brought an entire kingdom to its knees, and the undying passion that made it live forever. Okay, talk about strong selling there. But in any case, director Jerry Zucker, man, he's got some good flicks there. It just, uh, yeah, it's once again, I'm gonna say it's an entertaining film. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that. And I added Jake Speed. Never saw it. This is 1986. At least I hope I never saw it because I certainly don't remember one damn thing about it. It's pulp style action adventure, and it looks like it's worth a watch. This I already talked about. Pulp Fiction, the golden age of storytelling. I do highly recommend it if you're into, like, 1930s, well, 20s, 30s, 40s, that pulp era. The magazines and all that, the Shadow, and just so much more weird tales and so forth. Amazing, excuse me, amazing stories. It's Pulp Fiction. Also, I added Princess of Mars 2009. Now, this is, of course, based upon the Edgar Rice Burroughs, John Carter Mars series, or I should say Mars series of books. And as it says here, during an experiment, a U.S. soldier is transported to another planet where he works with his alien captors to save their princess, who happens to be Tracy Lords. And so you got Antonio Sabato and Tracy Lords starring in this film, directed by Mark Atkins. Now, I saw this years ago. Okay, this is a 2009 film. I saw this, God, maybe when it came out, and I thought it was entertaining at the time. So I'm going to give it another go. It is an asylum film. Okay, some of their films are good. That's all I'm going to say about that. And it looks, as I recall, it's worth a watch. So there you go. So that's what's new on Tubi. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to, hey, there's Paulo. Yeah. Well, it could be. And when you say worst Richard Gere movie, you're saying a lot right there. Okay. Oh my God. Could it be worse than, you know, I don't know. He's done a few. He's done a few real stinkers. So I don't know. I'm gonna check it out again. It's been years since I've seen it. Who knows? The worst Sean Connery film. Well, that's probably true as well. I think Sean Connery was taking the big check. Okay, he was getting paid on that one. So that's pretty much how that goes. Now, let's switch over quickly to Freebie. Now, Freebie is something that, yeah, there we go. It used to be called IMDb TV. Now they changed the name to Freebie. It is still owned by Amazon. Okay, so there you go with that. I'm just saying. But it's pretty impressive. It's free, in the first place. It's just ad driven. But they have a load of TV series, okay? And I think most of them are complete. For instance, Mad Men, The X Files, Lost, Fringe, Line of Duty, Bosch. I think they've got two different ones in there. Films as well, like Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are in here for free. Can't beat it. Office Space, great. The Warehouse 13 series, which was rather amusing, and 24, the series, Tombstone, the movie, fantastic. I just love that film. Bones, the series, Midsummer Murders series is in here. Yeah, there's another Bosch series. Batman, the 1960 series is in here. I mean, you gotta love it. Come on. Leverage, the original series is in here, and I believe both Leverage series are in here, if I'm not mistaken. Kids in the Hall, pretty funny. All in the Family, man. They're getting back there, but they have the All in the Family series, Magnum PI series. All of these are free, folks. You can't really beat it. It's they have quite a lot. Night Court, the series, Murder She Wrote. Burn Notice. You gotta see Burn Notice. Now, granted, I mean there's 7 seasons, right? I've seen the whole thing. As a matter of fact, I binge watched this thing over a period of about 2 months, and I think it's great overall. Some of the, all I can say is that if some of the episodes, they're really stretching the suspension of disbelief. Okay, that's all there is to it with some of the things they get away with. But it's really well acted. I think the lead characters are just The casting was perfect. Of course, Bruce the Chin Campbell is in this series throughout, and they refer to him as the Chin occasionally in the series, which I find really quite endearing. Highly recommended. Burn Notice is just really great. It's great, espionage, crime, thriller, drama, all that stuff. Very cool. They have, let's see, yeah, let's scroll down a little further. Spaced, the British series, only lasted 2 seasons. I think it was designed that way. Very funny. Recommended. Peep Show was Peep Show's pretty funny. Uh, I rather enjoyed that series, and The Descent, a really great horror film. I really quite enjoyed that film a lot. Life, I believe they just added. Uh, I didn't enjoy that too much. As a matter of fact, I thought it was really the ending was laughable. It's huge, kind of a really big budget sci-fi film with a lot of CGI, and you can really tell. So that's kind of where life is. And yeah, the all female version of Ghostbusters. I'll just kind of scroll down here. Okay, and yeah, here's one I really wanted to get to that I'm going to show you the trailer for this. If you haven't heard about this film, The Hunt, you must see The Hunt 2020. Oh, let me just put it, I'm just going to put it on pause for a second here. This is a Blumhouse film. This is, I believe, the best Blumhouse freaking movie that they ever produced. Okay. The Hunt. This woman, the lead character, the actress, is just fantastic. Her deadpan, it's Betty Gilpin as Crystal. Hilary Swank is actually in this too, and she's quite good. A bunch of people. Ike Barinholtz from the original Mad TV is in this. Also, God, now I'm one of these guys. I believe, God, is it Christopher? No, Glenn Howerton. Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is also in this film. Okay, so let me read you the description. 12 strangers wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. In the shadow of a dark internet conspiracy theory, ruthless elites, ruthless elitists, okay, gather at a remote location to hunt humans for sport. But their master plan is about to be derailed when one of the hunted turns the tables on her pursuers. Okay. This film came out, or should I say, they tried to release it, okay, 2020, and it was just struck from distribution in a flash because yeah, apparently the controversial nature of this film was not going over well with a lot of people that were getting quite offended by it. Okay, it's for me, it's a fantastic film. Yes, it is kind of political. Okay, and it runs both ways. There is satire going on, towards the left and right in this film, and it really takes no prisoners. That's what's great about this film, and it is very, very, very well done. You got to see it to appreciate it. I'm going to show you the trailer right now. Hopefully, we're going to be able to watch this. Maybe not. Oh crap! I'm going to try this again. I don't know why it's not letting me. Man, error. I was just watching it. Yeah, it's not letting me play it. Oh, here we go.
Sir, how about a glass of champagne?
Perfect.
We're almost awake.
With the Glenn Howard, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Put him in the back with the rest.
Greatest Blumhouse film ever.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters?
What is all this?
Or are we the prey?
Oh, I can't use that.
Just point and shoot.
I know what this is. It's Mannergate. Every year, these rich elites kidnap a bunch of normal folks like us. Where'd they get you from?
Wyoming,
Orlando.
Mississippi.
This is the real thing. You're hunting human beings for sport.
Then you're not human beings.
Help you?
What state is this?
Most people know where they are.
I ain't most people.
You're in the glorious state of Arkansas, sweetheart. Is there anything else I can do?
How'd you know she was lying?
Because everyone is lying.
Game of survival.
There has to be a reason they chose us.
I'm not going down without fighting. War is war.
You have no idea what you're up against.
This time, they picked the wrong woman.
Game of survival.
We're gonna rip you to pieces.
We'll see.
This is a wild game of survival.
And there you go, folks. That was the trailer for The Hunt. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it because it is just an insanely good film. As I said before, and I'll say it again, it is the best damn thing that Blumhouse ever did, and it's way up there in films. As far as films I've seen, you know, I don't know, in the last 20 years, it's it's in the top 10 easily, easily. I mean, that may not be saying much, but this Mississippi gal right here just kicks some major ass, and it doesn't shy away from the politics, and this is why, of course, it was shelved. This was a 2020 film, and I think it was just they were trying to release it before the election, so it was too hot. It was just too hot to, for the apparently for the masses. And I guess it was Universal who was, going to release this. And boy, they yanked it real quick, So Freebie, thank God, amazing that it's, because it's an Amazon owned entity, picked it up. Nobody else. I mean, as far as being, available for free, I haven't seen any other channel carry The Hunt. I highly recommend it. It is fantastic. See it because you're gonna look. It's kind of a rare thing as far as I'm concerned that any even vaguely mainstream film these days has the balls to say anything important. Okay, and of course, when you're going to get into the realm of kind of heavy duty politics and so forth, if you treat it with a comedic edge like this film does, I mean, it's dramatic, no doubt about that. It is action packed, it is funny as hell. But when you give it that comedic edge, it really draws people in, and that's the thing. That's the way that this film succeeds is that it doesn't hit you over the head with a hammer, but it says a lot of really key important things, and they just didn't want it to be said, so they shelved it. It was gone for a while, anyways. Obviously, the whole thing, the election's over, all that stuff. So it can't influence minds anymore. Ho. And I just saw this, yeah, Battle Royale. If you guys have never seen this, it's just brilliant film. This was, well, look, I'm not going to say that the Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale. Okay, I am going to say that the Hunger Games is a rip off of Battle Royale, which is a intense, great Japanese film. That once again, you got to see it. It takes no prisoners. It's pretty hardcore, and it is. Let's see, God, when was it? Anyways, man, 2000. Hard to believe, 22 years ago. God, it just blows my mind. Here's the synopsis. In the future, the Japanese government captures a class of ninth grade students and forces them to kill each other under the Revolutionary Battle Royale Act. Okay? It's just, yeah, it's another, you cannot miss this freaking movie. Old Boy is also on this. You gotta, yeah, you should definitely check that out. So they've got quite a few films on Freebie that are, and as I was, pointing out, television series. Ronin, very good. I thought that was quite a good film. So The Man from Earth, Jerome Bixby. You guys may or may not have heard of Jerome Bixby. He was a very good science fiction writer back in at least the 60s and 70s. And The Man from Earth is quite unusual. It is technically, you would kind of call it a science fiction film. The cast is fantastic. David Lee Smith, Tony Todd, John Billingsley, Ellen Crawford, William Catt is in this. Okay, but here's the synopsis on this one. Highly recommended. Okay, here it is. An impromptu goodbye party for Professor John Oldman becomes a mysterious interrogation after the retiring scholar reveals to his colleagues that he never ages and has walked the earth for 14,000 years. This film never leaves this room. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. It basically 95% of this film is in this room, and these people are talking to each other, and it just gets more and more riveting as it goes, as you start to realize what this guy is talking about as he talks to his colleagues, and they start realizing where he's coming from. It's just a great piece of science fiction. There's no doubt about it, and there are no special effects. In this film, there is no crap CGI. Okay, it is just great dialogue, great acting. Tony Todd is awesome, and so they're all really, really quite good. It's just the casting was great, and yeah, it's science fiction for grown-ups. Okay, that's what I would call it. Jerome Bixby's The Man from Earth. So highly recommended. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. You got The Prisoner. Jesus, what a great series. It's on here. It's free on Freebie. Dead Like Me. I found that was quite amusing. Quite an amusing series. We've got Mel Gibson's Apocalypto on here. Interesting. Pitch Black. Very good science fiction film, I thought. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is on here. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the film, not the series. I don't know if they have the series on here, but the film is quite amusing. So yeah, bunch of stuff. Adam's Family, the series, Manhattan, Woody Allen's Manhattan, the film really great. The Road, take it well, kind of depending on what you're into. It's interesting. Triangle, interesting science fiction style film. I don't know, they've got the Young Guns series, the Black Book series, which is very funny. MXC, yeah, that's just way over the top. That is such a, I mean, it's a certain, I don't know, it might be an acquired taste, but it is pretty damn funny. So, I mean, it's just endless. It's all free. It's ad driven, as I say. You got tons of stuff to select from, you know? It just, Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile, the 70s film, with Peter Ustinov, I believe. I mean, the Boondock Saints, God, it's really, really quite an impressive lineup. You will be, you could be entertained for many months with these, films and TV series. So there you go, folks. That is my presentation on the whole damn thing, and I highly recommend that you check it out. I found it on Roku. I use Roku device to watch stuff on my television, and I just found Freebie. I don't know what it was. I had IMDb TV, and maybe it just switched. I don't know what happened, but now it's Freebie, and it's excellent. Highly recommended. But just make sure if you go there, find The Hunt. Okay, just you got to watch this film. 2020, The Hunt. It is just fantastic. Just a great. It gives you hope and in cinema, and the fact that people have the nerve, the spine to make a film like that. That's pretty. Blumhouse is mainstream. Let's not kid ourselves. Their horror films are, I would call extremely mainstream horror films to a fault. All right, this film is completely different. It is a different animal, and you just have to see it to believe it. So there you go, The Hunt on Freebie, and that'll end my broadcast here. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.